got that on the way down. Alright guys, welcome back to the Leaky Job Boat Company. Today we are doing some creek fishing. I'm at this little tributary to Lake Erie. I'm way south of Lake Erie though. I'm like, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 miles. So these are not lake run fish, but hopefully there's some big smallmouth in here. We can get on some fish today. We're gonna be throwing some Ned rigs and some spinner baits mostly, and we're just gonna see what we can get into, guys. It's the middle of May, and fishing should be pretty sweet, so stick along, we'll see what happens. Alright guys, we are starting off with just this little tiny Ned rig hook and weight, like they've got the weight on the hook, and I think we're gonna throw, I don't have much, but I do have these Z-Man, the deal is what they're called. We'll get one of these out and see what they look like. And that's just a little tiny Ned rig bait. I got this like weedless part on there. I think I'm just gonna get that out of the way. And we're just gonna slide this up the hook. Just like that. Bend that back. And there we go, guys. I forgot my bug spray, so I apologize in advance if I'm itching my head or something, because there's just mosquitoes everywhere. But we're gonna get this first cast out of the way, and hopefully we can get on a nice fish. There we go. I got that fish on the drop too. I kind of felt him as soon as the bait hit the water. But this is exactly what we're looking for. That is a real nice smallmouth. Get over here so I can land him nicely. There we go, guys. Nice smallie on the Ned rig. I mean, that's a good fish. That's a couple pounds probably. Let's get this off before I get my reel in the mud. But there we go, guys. We're gonna get a couple pictures of him, and then we're gonna let him go. I'll let this guy back in the water. There he goes. One down on the little Ned rig. And these things are just freaking sweet for smallies. Did bend up my little wire there a little bit, but we're gonna get back out there. I just had a nibble. I think the fish. There we go. I felt some nibble, and then I couldn't get the line tight. But that's just a little rock bass. Pretty little rock bass. We're gonna get him off without getting ourselves hooked. First one of those for the year. Boop, right back in the water. That's what's awesome about these little Ned rigs. They'll catch those rock bass, they'll catch the largemouth in here, they'll catch the smallies in here. They do a good job of getting a lot of fish. We are gonna tie something else on. I don't know exactly. We might throw a jig on. I've got some little jigs. Definitely gonna get stuck on the bottom eventually. But we might just try to throw this with a Ned rig attached to it. Just kind of throw it like a Ned rig, but I mean it's just a little jig with a skirt on it, so we'll see. Maybe this produces for us if I can get it tied on there. We're going to see what we have in here in tubes. This might be the ticket right here. A little paddle tail. I don't know if I should throw a little paddle tail or I should throw a white paddle tail. This is what we're going to throw. We're going to throw Yum. And these have worked really well here in the past too. It's a little bit bigger, so I don't know. We're going to take a little bit off the top, I think. But that little green nub on the back of it, I like that a lot. There we go. This might do some damage on the smallies. Or I get it stuck on the first cast. It's going to be one or the other. There we go. And that's the largie. Ah, that just stabbed me and he got off. But that was a little tiny largemouth bass. We're going to fix this up a little bit, but that seemed to work pretty good. This is a nice little drop off right here. Just all this right here kind of steep right before these ripples. So I'm wondering if there's any fish just kind of sitting there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. First cast. And it's a little smallmouth. Kind of sitting exactly where I thought. Right on the edge. We're going to let him go. We're going to cast back out there. This is like a perfect little steep bank right in the middle of the creek. There we go. This fish is sitting right on the other side of this little riffle where I caught that small one. And this one's pretty nice. Not huge, but still a really nice fish. Here we go, guys. That's a nice smallie on the jig. Get him unhooked. Really nice fish. I'm going to try to flip this cover a little bit. It's a little bit more difficult on the spinning reel, but I bet you there's some freaking hammers in here somewhere. There's got to be a big fish sitting up against this stump or this stump right here. Nice little deep pocket. There we go. Oh yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's a really nice fish, and I'm trying to keep him out of the cover. There we go, guys. That is the biggest fish of the day so far. And that is just a beautiful smallie. I mean, it does not get any better than that. Looks like she's got some eggs in her. So we're gonna get a thumbnail and then we're gonna let her go. Fight another day and go lay those babies. But that is textbook right there for creek fishing. Just this nice hole, big hole. There's ripples down there. Those ripples right here, and any of this cover that's close to the front side of the hole is going to be a lot deeper because the water's moving really fast around these stumps and just kind of carves out some big holes for some big fish to be in. All right, guys, I just turned the camera off. 2 casts in a row, and that's another nice fish. And that fish looks exactly like the one I just caught. No, it's not as fat. But there we go, guys. Another nice fish right out of the creek. I don't remember, this could be the same exact fish. I'll have to go back and see if she had some black on her tail like that, but that is just a gorgeous fish. Right out of the creek. Right next to these stumps. It looks like the fish are just kind of hiding right in the deep parts of the pockets. Our first snag of the day. So, since we just snagged that off, broke it off, I think I'm going to throw on a little spinnerbait and we will see what we can do with that. Or I can throw on a little crankbait. I think we might just go with the little crankbait. We're going to try that and see what we can get into. Alright, guys. We've got the little crank tied on, and we are going to try this. Just kind of, I don't know how fast I'm going to fish it. I don't know how deep it goes. It looks like it's pretty shallow, so we're just going to run it kind of slow. Jerk it a little bit. I don't want to get this snagged on the bottom. There we go. I watched that little guy hit it. Now, the trick is to not get hooked. There we go, guys. Little rock bass on the crank. We're going to keep this up. I just casted right next to that log up there, and this looks like a pretty good fish. That's a real nice fish. This is just kind of like the average size today. Come on. A little bit smaller than the last one, but still a really nice fish. Just on the regular Ned rig with the yum on it. But that's another 14, 15-inch fish, nice and thick. I'm gonna let him go and try to catch his bigger brother. Oh, so close. I think he had the tail end of the rig. So we're gonna cast. There we go. He got that on the way down. And that might be a nicer fish, I don't really know. But there's a lot of structure in between me and him. I don't want him to get caught, but that looks like a dandy of a fish. So we're gonna try to get him. Oh yeah. This guy's is a huge smallie, and my camera is dying. So hopefully I can get him in before it's over with, but that is just, I don't know, dude, that's a freaking toad of a smallmouth. All right, guys, come on, he's so close. And he just got off. I don't know if you guys saw how big he was. I've hooked my backpack, but I think that is going to finish up our day with that big fish getting off. All right, guys, that wraps it up for today. Pretty good day smallie fishing with the Ned rigs. I think I got 5 or 6 nice smallmouth. Missed that one right at the end, which kind of sucks, but that's fishing, especially in creeks. I don't think that fish is going to bite again today, but I'll be back down here in a couple days shooting another video, definitely using the Ned rigs again, and I might be throwing some more spinner baits. I didn't really give it that good of a chance today, but awesome day fishing. Remember, guys, if you guys like the video on here, subscribe to the channel. We're at 252 subscribers as of right now, which is pretty awesome. And if you guys like the apparel, the Leaky shirt, this is a long sleeve fishing shirt, pretty comfortable for fishing all day long. And then I got the Smallie hat right here, which is a new thing to the website. Pretty cool hat I designed myself, and it's on the Yupong Classic Retro. And they're just solid hats, guys. If you guys want some more stuff, there's t-shirts on there, there's hoodies, there's a couple different kinds of these fishing shirts. And just remember, guys, check out the website, www.theleakyjohnboatcompany.com, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.